The PS Vita was Sony's second handheld system in the PlayStation line of consoles. It was released in Japan in December 2011 and for the rest of the world in February 2012 for a price of $250. It competed directly with Nintendo's 3DS, but at the time, the PS Vita was the most powerful portable console, by far. Initially, sales took off in Japan and America, but in a few short months, sales began to decline. And even though the PS Vita was a superb handheld console with high quality specs, designing games for the system was quite difficult, time-consuming, and very expensive. Furthermore, as sales continued to decline, many major third-party developers chose not to design games for the PS Vita. Sony then shifted its focus by attracting smaller, independent developers in the West and mid-level developers in Japan. While this effort kept the PS Vita alive, it wasn't enough to attract new buyers. Despite this, however, Sony managed to build a small but passionate fan base, even if the console was seen as a commercial flop. During its 8-year lifetime, it sold between 15 and 16 million units. Unfortunately, sales were far less than the PSP system, which sold over 80 million units. Consequently, due to its weak sales, Sony did not release another handheld console upon the demise of the PS Vita. Among its best-selling games, you will find Uncharted Golden Abyss, Assassin's Creed 3, Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified, Little Big Planet, Persona 4, and Minecraft for the PS Vita. In this tutorial, you will learn how to configure the Vita 3K emulator in Batocera to get the best possible graphical enhancements and features for your PS Vita games. Are you ready? Let's do it! Greetings everyone, and welcome to Batocera Nation, the #1 fan site and YouTube channel for Batocerans. So delighted that you could join us. As mentioned, today we're going to dive into PS Vita emulation. What are the new emulators introduced in Batocera 36? So, let's get to it. Alright, so the first link I want to share with you is of course the wiki page for Batocera for the PlayStation Vita. And I will be providing links in my video description. So scroll down, and the first thing you need to note is the format you need to use. .PS Vita for the actual game itself. I'll explain that a little bit later on. Okay. Next thing you're going to need is the actual games themselves. Now, I can tell you where to find them, but if you follow my channel long enough, you know exactly where to find them. And in fact, in the search engine, when you type PS Vita, also include MADump. None of these will work, just the MADump files, okay? You may also want to just go ahead and delete the space, no space dump, PS Vita, okay? And that should help you find the games. They also have to be in a zip format, otherwise it won't work. Now in terms of the actual title of the game, this is the format you need to use. The title of the game, this is optional. Brackets, the title ID of the game, okay? And most of the games you download off the internet will have this bracket with the title ID of the game, .zip, all right? And that's basically it. Now, the next thing I want to show you is this particular file right here. This is the info text of the game you'll find in the folder in Batocera and the PS Vita folder, all right? And this explains everything really well in quite detail. And there's two files you need. You won't need any BIOS files, but you will need two firmware files. The first one's found right here. Copy that into your browser. I'll take you to this page right here. And from there, just go ahead and right-click on it. Save link as. And then just go ahead and save it. You'll get this kind of error message in Chrome. Just go ahead and click on this up arrow here. Click on Keep. Right? And then the next file, let's go back to that file right here, is this one right here. Font firmware package. So highlight that and copy and paste that to your browser and go ahead and save it. All right. Also going to need to go to this page right here. This will tell you all the games that are compatible with the emulator. Okay, quite an extensive list. And so far, approximately 40% of the games are playable in the emulator. Now, I must warn you, now even though it does say playable in the Windows version of Vita 3K, it doesn't mean they will necessarily play in the Batocera version of Vita 3K. In fact, there's some games here that does say playable here. When I tried them out in Batocera version of Vita 3K, it did not work, okay? And that's because in the Windows version, the emulator is far more mature than it is in the Linux version. But of course, eventually the Linux version will catch up. And indeed, I also know the developers for this emulator are working closely with the Batocera team. So in due time, you will see more games that will be more compatible in the Batocera version of Vita 3K. All right? Now, once you download your games, okay, you have there the firmware right there, and the games right here. Notice the title ID, okay, with the brackets right there, title ID right there with the .zip. And I also have another folder. This is for the patches or for the upgrades of particular games. I kept them separate because it makes it easier to upgrade or patch up the games within the emulator. All right, I'm going to show you that in a little bit. All right, so once you get everything downloaded and configured, just go ahead and copy that to a portable hard drive, plug that into your Batocera system, and I will show you the next steps. So let's go ahead and load up Batocera. Okay, so we're in Batocera. And before we go to File Manager, I want to stress that not all themes have PS Vita as part of its theme, so you have to find the right one. So this one does, for example. Let's go into User Interface Settings. This is the one I'm using, and it does have PS Vita. All right? And it's also very important that you update your theme as well. So let's go into Updates and Downloads, go into Themes, and from there, just go ahead and go into Install, and then from there, go ahead and choose your theme you have and try to update it, okay? All right. All right, let's get out of this. Let's go into File Manager. Okay, there's my portable drive where I got the games. But before we do that, let's go into the games folder. Let's go into PS Vita. And here's the info text I mentioned earlier. So I would highly encourage you to go ahead and copy this to your main desktop computer or laptop. From there you can follow the links where you need to download the firmware. Okay. All right, let's get out of this. All right, so the first thing we need to do, we need to go ahead and create a folder right here in BIOS. File, create new. We want to create an empty folder. From there, just put PS Vita. All right, go ahead and press F3 on your keyboard. And now we have these two folder explorers right here, okay? So let's go back over here. And let's go to a portable hard drive. Let's go into a PS Vita. Let's go into a firmware. Go ahead and select all that, copy. From there, go into the BIOS. Go into the PS Vita. And just paste it right there. Right click on it and paste it. Okay, now we're good to go. All right, now let's go ahead and close this out. Let's go into Applications. And let's go into, and there it is, Vita 3K. Go ahead, double click on that. Okay, the first thing is select a language. You have many options here. Okay. The V means it's selected to that one. That's what I want. Make sure you're using a mouse, okay? Next. And the path you need to use, just go ahead and use the default path. Don't mess around with that. Next. And from there, let's go ahead and install the firmware. So let's do the first one. Install firmware file. Click on that. Go into your user data. Go into the BIOS folder. Go into the PS Vita folder. Select the first one. Open. And that will automatically install it. Go ahead, press OK. Go to the second one. And from there, go into, again, user data folder. Go into the BIOS, PS Vita. Select the next one. Open. And that's it. OK. Both of them have been installed. You can see that V there. It means both of them have been installed. Go to Next. This, leave it the way it is. Next. OK. From there, you get this welcome menu screen. You go ahead, deselect that and close it. From there, go ahead and create user. Click there. From there, you can go ahead and choose your name. Put Batocera Nation. Confirm. And select it. OK. And from there, you just go ahead and select it. And that's it. Now we can install the games. So go into File. Go into Install Zip. Okay. Click on that. Select Directory. And then we want to choose Portable Drive. And let's go into PS Vita Tutorial. And there's the games. Select that. And from there, we'll go ahead and install it. Now, you can also choose to install an individual game. So instead of choosing directory, just go ahead and choose File. And you can install just one game in particular. All right? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this section. Okay, so we are done. And from there, you can just see if everything has been installed correctly. And everything has been installed correctly. Okay? Now, if you choose Delete Archive, what it will do is delete everything from your portable drive in this case. If you already have a backup copy of all these games, you can go ahead and just choose that. Otherwise, don't select that at all because, again, it'll delete everything from my portable drive, which I don't want to do that. Okay. From there, let's go ahead and go into back to Install Zip. And let's choose, again, Directory. We're going to choose to install the patches or the upgrades. Select. Okay, it was just one file right there. Done. Okay. From there, just go ahead. Let's see. It was the Duke Nukem, right? Hit refresh. Notice it's in version 1.0. If you select refresh, you can see that it's been patched, right? Very simple. All right. Let me also show you something else. Let's go to Content Manager. Now, before we do that. All right. And from here, you can go ahead and start selecting the games to test everything out. So just double click on it and the game will load up. Start. And there you go. To get out of the game, press Alt F4. And that, from there, you have to go ahead and reselect the file itself right here. All right, the emulator. Okay. Once you've tested everything out and you find there's a game there that's not working at all, you can go ahead and delete it from here. Content Manager. Go into Start. Go into Applications. And from here, you can select a game that's not working at all. Okay. In this case, all these games are working, so I don't need to delete anything. Okay. All right. Again, right here is where you need to delete the files. All right. Go ahead and cancel. Backspace. Back. All right. So we're good to go. And let's go into Alt F4 once again. Now, we need to go back into a portable drive. Games. Let's go ahead and change the view of this to detail this view. Okay, press F3. Brings me another Explorer right here. And on the second one, I want to go into my games folder. Go into PS Vita. Right there. Okay. Notice here it's empty. So what we need to do is create a text file to let Emulation Station know to load up these games automatically within the emulator. Okay. Simple process. This is the easiest way to do it. So go back to Games. Go ahead and select the first one. Right click on it. Select Rename. From there, Control C to copy. Cancel. Now go into this one here. Right click on empty space. Create new. We want file, not folder. And from there, Control V to paste it. And then .ps Vita. Okay. Always has to be .ps Vita. And that's it. Let's go to the next one. Again, right click on it. Rename. Control C. Cancel. Go back over here and create new file. Control V. .ps Vita. Go to the next one. Right click on it. Control C. Control V. .ps Vita. Okay. And that's how you do it. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward all this. Okay, so we are done. You can see they match quite well. Now let's go ahead and get out of this. File, close window. And from there, go ahead, press start in your gamepad. Go into game settings. Update games list. Yes. And now you should see a PS Vita console in this list. There it is. Right there. Look at that. Looks nice. And from there, just go ahead and let's go ahead and scrape things. Go ahead, press start in gamepad. Go to scraper. And from there, go ahead, select scrape now. And then let it do its thing. All right. Go back to game settings. Update games list. Yes. All right. Found some things. So then from that, I would suggest just go ahead and individually scrape one by one. You have a better results. Since this console is new with a scraper, it's going to take a while before these things can be nice and complete. All right. So let's go ahead, hold down the A button or the B button on your gamepad. From there, you just go ahead and select scrape. I'm going to choose that one. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do this for each game. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this section. All right. So we are done. And you can see there, we got some better results. Okay. Now let's go ahead and test out these games. So this, before we test out the games, let's go ahead and press select on your gamepad. And let's go to advanced system options. And video mode, just go ahead and leave it in auto. Graphics API. Notice that Vulkan gives me the best results. Right? Run the resolution. I'm going to go ahead and pick 1080p approximately. This right here, I'm going to go ahead and enable it. And VSync is automatically enabled by default. And this right here, I'm going to go ahead and choose 2x. So if you have a really powerful system, you could go ahead and bring these up, okay, if you want to. As well as this one right here. Okay, you can bring it up too if you have a really powerful system. Okay, let's go ahead and test this out. Now, it turns out that for this game, if I choose this on using Vulkan, I'm going to have some graphical glitches. In fact, let me just go ahead and show you what you're going to see. All right, you can see that it looks pretty bad. So in this case, let's go ahead and press or hold down the A or B button. Let's go into advanced game options. And from there, go ahead and choose graphics API and choose OpenGL. Now let me show you the results. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's much better and it's more playable, all right? Now this game right here, you're going to need a mouse initially to load up the game here and find it quite addictive. I can see why at one point it was named Game of the Year. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you this. Pretty cool game, huh? I like this game a lot. All right, let me go ahead and go through this one here. Initially, this one was not working, and it was a simple mistake. Let me show you how to get this game up and running. All right, so when you get to this screen, don't choose AC mode. Go ahead and choose CS mode, okay? And then you get this game up and running. Check it out. You can see that it works quite well. This game is also working quite well. And let's go ahead. Oh, this one here, it's not working, unfortunately. I tried everything. Again, as the emulator matures, eventually this game will be up and running. But everything else works. Let's go ahead and try out Street Fighter versus Tekken. I'm sure most of you want to see this game. It's pretty cool. Love this game. And it looks better with the spruce up graphics. Check it out.
この戦いの先に俺の進む道がある。
Well, shall we begin?
はっ、わしに逆らうとはいい度胸じゃ。だがそう簡単に勝てると思うなよ。行け、クマよ。
いい手応えだ。せいや。 昇竜拳。
Back down now!
競い合おう。せいや。おりゃ。せいや。せいや。おりゃ。おりゃ。せいや。せいや。 さすがだな。ドリャ。強くなれるはずだ。許さんぞ。真の格闘家への道はまだ遠い。
You can see there, it works quite well. Now you did notice there is some type of audio glitches there. And it turns out that no matter what I try the system on, I tried this on the Intel computer. I tested also this on the Nvidia system running a GTX 2060. And all three systems does the same thing. This is right here is an AMD computer. And it does exactly the same thing. So it has nothing to do with your system. It has to do with the emulator. And again, as the emulator does mature, I'm sure that they'll be able to fix that audio glitch with this game. But for the most part, I think it's 95% playable. Well, that's a wrap. I hope this tutorial helped you to get the most of PS Vita emulation Batocera. Now then, if you found this video useful, please go ahead and like it. That would really help me out with YouTube's algorithms. If this is your first time watching a video from Batocera Nation, then I highly encourage you to check out YouTube channel, as well as the website at BatoCeraNation.com. That will give you a great overview of what Batocera is all about and whether this will meet your emulating needs. Finally, I want you to know I've got a lot more videos coming up, so therefore please consider subscribing so you'll stay on top of the latest and greatest of Batocera. As a matter of fact, next time I plan to do a tutorial guide on the Atari Jaguar system. I also have a couple of product reviews coming up soon too, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time on Batocera Nation. Bye.